Hello and welcome to our online event. We're excited to have you today. Today's topic is special. So we're going to talk about how to invest in a service contract while we're talking about Microsoft 365. And I believe that's a topic that we all know from servicing our car. When we buy a car, they propose service contract and all these things. So what's interesting is to see what is a service contract for a Microsoft 365 subscription. What does it mean? How to do it? When to do it, and how, and all these things. So today, this is what we're gonna cover today, and we're really excited to have you. So I'm very happy to be joined by Neil Heaney from Nulia. He's a partner development manager. And myself, I'm Azzat Salih from Cloud4Work. Hi Neil, how are you?
Good morning, Azzat. I'm good, thank you.
Great, thank you. So just to go through the agenda, we have planned to cover a couple of slides, but we also have an exciting plan to show you in the life of an end user, what does it mean? So what does it mean that to have change as a service, to have a service contract around Microsoft 365, so you can actually see it in action. And we have a very nice event special offer that we would like to propose to the attendees. And then we close with Q&A. So I'd like to remind you here that if you have any questions, please put them on the chat, and we will answer them towards the end of the event. So let me start by covering a little bit the change as a service and why it's important when we're talking about software. So if we go back to the comparison with the car service contract, we buy a car, we want to make sure it's properly used, it's properly maintained. We have a return on our investment. We are happy using it. It's also taking us where it should be, and it's always serviced and all of that. And those concepts, they actually apply also to software and subscriptions. So as you can see on the slide, the software 50% of the time they are never used, and that's really a big waste. You know, your company invests in subscriptions, but they're not used and they go wasted. Second of all, they are also not properly used. So even if you are 50% used, they are not effectively used. And we see that with subscriptions, you get a lot of features, and most of them are not used. Maybe you're not aware of the features and so on. So training alone does not work as well. And these are all McKinsey analysis and report that just doing a training on the feature does not help. So that's why really we need to look at how we onboard employees and staff and how we help them with that change in order to make sure that they use the solutions. So why change as a service? I mean, change management is the solution to that. And we can see that it help us to have a better return on investment. It helps us to bring back the productivity that could be lost when you introduce a new change. It increases the chances of having a successful project by 6 times. And also there are well-known methodologies that are utilized. And one of them is the ADKAR, which we're going to talk about more in details today. So the model of the model of the ADKAR is basically, as you can see on the screen. So all of these are equally important. We need, in order to have a successful change introduced in a company, or in order for you to use a new software effectively, or just to use it, we need to make sure that we take you through the whole cycle of, you are aware, you know what's in it for me, you have the knowledge, you have the know-how to use it, you have the ability, so you have the ability to use it through workshops, and most importantly, the reinforcement. So we want to make sure that you are continuous. I mean, you have the change that we introduce is sustained and you're continuously using the solution. So that is kind of a cycle. And what's interesting when we talk about change as a service is that this cycle, if we run it once, is not enough, because the business is continuously changing, the technology is continuously changing, your work environment is continuously changing, as we have experienced in the past 2 years. So that cycle has to be repeated on an ongoing basis. And this is where this is why now in that slide we can define what is change as a service. So it's a continuously running activities that covers the ADKAR, the A, the D, all the steps and phases of the ADKAR, but that we continuously run. And in order to do that, it is very difficult to do it with only people training or consulting and creating material and all of that. We need to have a technology, and we need to start using data. We need to have a dashboard on where we are in that journey in order to fine-tune it and continuously deliver effective material and content and activity and all of that. And this is really where we introduce the concept of change as a service is supported by a technology, which is what we're going to cover today, Nulia Works. And it's taking every user through that cycle on an ongoing basis. So how to deploy that change as a service? As we said, it's a continuous service. So there are two aspects to it. There is the human element and the technology element. So let's start with the technology element first. So this is where Nulia Works will continuously monitor the behavior of users based on data that we capture from the system. We know each user or each group of users, each persona, how are they consuming the technologies, where do they are in regards or versus the goals that we have set to them. So that is really the technology to help us deliver that service. Second is, of course, the human element. So this is where we need to make sure that we have done a proper assessment of where you are, what are the objectives and of your organization, where do you stand in regards to market best practice or market standards. Then we need to make sure that we customize, so we are building the service and building your journey towards the goals that are set by organization. And very important to have a champion network of champions who are continuously also helping us in that journey. So, and this is where we can help you as Cloud4Work. So that was introduction a little bit to change of a service, how we map it, how we could map it to our service contract. Now I would like to pass it on to Neil. But before that, I would like to remind you that if you have any questions, please feel free to put them on the chat and we will answer them towards the end of the event. So Neil, I'll pass it to you and you can take it from there.
Thanks, Izat. I will indeed. So let me just share my screen here with everyone. So good morning all again. So change is constant. We see it all around us every day, and it needs to be integrated in how we do business. Every organization wants to drive positive transformational change and unlock the value of their technology investments. But does it really match our expectations? The simple truth is no. 3/4 of training, as Izat touched on there, and change management tends to drive lasting change at an organization.
Sorry, Neil, to interrupt, but you need to share your screen because we don't see your content.
Sorry, you should be able to. Let me just try that again. Apologies.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. So yeah, this as Izat touched on, 3/4 training and change management attempts fail to drive that lasting change within an organization. You can see that okay? So we all deserve a better way. Nulia has pioneered a tech-enabled change as a service solution to address organizations' challenges. Our assess, build and champion solutions powered by our partner Specialized Services use the NuliaWorks platform to bridge the gaps of adoption, change management and training to deliver what you need to transform your organization. We all know that nothing will work, however, if the user does not want to use it. That's why NuliaWorks, with our partner Clouds for Work, Champion Services, sets your users up for success by driving ongoing engagement that will help you reach your adoption and change management goals. So let's have a look at how NuliaWorks does this. So NuliaWorks meets users where they are and provides the same user experience whether they're working in Teams or on the web. As you can see here, this is my web browser view. I can toggle across. I'll give you my Teams view, and they both look and feel the same. And with enhanced accessibility, NuliaWorks ensures that users have what they need to do and to realize their potential. So here on the home page, where users see a quick snapshot of what's happening with their digital skills. You can see here a snapshot of my skills, all based on measurement of their actual Microsoft 365 usage. NuliaWorks collects data from a variety of sources and then evaluates that data to drive recommendations. NuliaWorks provides the what's next for each of the user so they can use Microsoft 365 in a way that works for them. So NuliaWorks is built around outcomes, which are a set of skills designed to meet transformational goals or business challenges. The wide variety of outcomes included in NuliaWorks catalog were designed to meet some of the most frequently identified transformational goals. When specific big business goals, customer use cases, or vertical industry solutions are required, you can work with your partner in Cloud for Work, who can provide services and assistance to build a catalog of outcomes and skills to meet the specific adoption and change management goals of your organization. The best way to develop new digital skills is to use and maintain them. If an outcome or skill hasn't been used in a while, we put it into needs attention, so that users know that they have to work on it. When a user clicks on an outcome, and I'll pick this one, working from home from Teams, they'll see all the various different skills that make up that particular outcome. This is a skills detail page, which gives users more information about the specific skills included in the outcome. And a skill is made up of various different related activities grouped by the digital maturity level. So you can see here you've producer, user, and then even master level. We believe that sustained change proven by actual usage data is key to developing skills and succeeding in reaching your organization's transformational goals. So we give users the big purple button, which helps to discover how to attain that skill by doing. Skills are where we've developed our metrics to drive meaningful change in users' behavior. For instance, if users are working on sharing ideas in a video meeting and they're following the recommended activities, they will move or progress their workload behaviors and you'll see a positive change in the progress towards achieving that skill and also in moving your organization closer to those goals. If your user needs a little more help before trying a skill, we offer multiple styles of resources to fully support that user. So here you can see there's a picture guide or a step-by-step guide or an infographic. So different users will consume the information in a different way, or one that suits them and to their needs. We also have a showcase page. Users can collect their achievements. You can see here on the right-hand side, and earn engagement points, which can be used to unlock hints and additional skill levels. So the user can advance from their user to producer or from producer to master level. But the most important reward are the badges. Certifying the user has attained an outcome, and they can show off their digital skills by posting the badge on sites like LinkedIn. Our revolutionary approach to badge verification ensures the skills presented by the badge, represented by the badge, are more importantly being maintained and used. I shared earlier that NewlyWorks is a better way because we have the tech-enabled adoption change man solution, and I can prove real changes happening. And well, here's how. We collect a great amount of data that shows us, that allows us to provide your organization with valuable insights. With our partners' assessment services, we can provide an assessment solution that utilizes the data to understand where your users and organization are. Compare that with where you all want to be and determine your organization's goals to bridge that gap. Together, we can recommend the right skills and outcomes that your organization needs to reach those particular goals. And I'll toggle back out to my presentation again quickly on this one, just to give you an idea of what the assessment solution looks like. And the team in Cloud4Work can produce these relevant reports to your organization to show how that product has been adopted compared to, the industry standards. The light blue lines there is what the industry average is, and the company that we assessed, and this particular one would be the purple infographic on that one. But you can also see in the right hand side the product behavior, again from the analysis, what's in the industry, and then the particular company as well. So below that you'll see the behavior stuff, and on the right you'll see what Microsoft sees as the adoption level. So the margins for errors are quite high in that one. So very, very valuable insight to what's happening within the organization and the usage of that technology, primarily your Office 365. And it's not just about displaying numbers to you, it's about providing the information that needs to make decisions and executing those decisions with our actionable insights. These actionable multi-level insights drive your organization to reach your transformational goals by empowering admins, the champions that Izad mentioned earlier on, managers and users to identify and take the next steps. The ability to quantify change through measured usage ensures that your organization can be confident it is reaching the desired transformational goals. So, as a kind of conclusion, NewlyWorks is purposely designed to enhance our partner specialized services to address your organization's transformational business goals today, tomorrow, and as they evolve. Change is a continuous cycle, but with NewlyWorks and our partner specialized services, for the first time you can reach your goals and you can prove it. So thank you for your attention. Feel free to ask any questions or enter any questions into the chat box as you feel free. We'll hopefully answer those for you in a little while. I'm always excited to talk about NewlyWorks and how we help our partners and help you. There's a lot more to explore within the platform demo, so feel free to reach out to Cloud4Work, to Izad and Amit or any of the team, and feel free to request a full demo and a deep dive into how their services and our joint solution can work best for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. That was great. I mean, as you concluded your part, the change is always there, and we need to make sure that, as I said at the beginning, that we look at it as a continuous effort, and similar to a subscription to Microsoft 365 or to any cloud service, Change has to be thought of as a service as well. So adding it to the subscription, including it in the subscription or in the budgeting for the subscription to make sure that it is continuously there and it's continuously helping you as an organization or as a user make the most out of your investment. That's really the key message.
Indeed.
So I'm very excited to also share with you our event special offer for the audience attending our event. And this is basically a commercial offer for the change as a service that we talked about. So for the people, if you sign up and you sign a contract, we're happy to provide you with 3 months free if you sign a 12 months term contract, 6 months for a 24-month term contract, or even 9 months for a 36 months contract. And as you can see here we're talking about 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Again, this is to emphasize on the ongoing aspect of that service and how it should be incorporated in your budgeting as well. So if you show up, you have an interest for that, you contact us, and we're happy to avail this discount. I would like also to remind you to put your questions. We have already some questions on the chat, but if you have more questions, just feel free to put them on the chat, whether on the service or on the tool and how to do it. So be on time. So just before we come to the Q&A, the link to the online event, the recording will be shared on our LinkedIn page, and it will be also sent to you by email address, so you can feel free to share it with someone else in the organization, rewatch it if needed, and so on. And of course, if you have questions, you can always connect with us at the email on the slide, connect@cloud4work, or just to visit our website, cloud4work.com. So we have questions, the Q&A now. So I think we have around 4 or 5 questions. Let me start by reading them. So some of them, Neil, are for you. Some of them I'll be able to answer. So the first one is, can I install Nulia app myself? I think Neil.
Sorry, Asa, could you repeat the question?
Can I install the Nulia app myself?
So indeed, yes, you can. The Nulia app is available through the Microsoft Store, so through the Teams Store as well. So if you saw there to start the presentation, or when I was showing you the Nulia platform, it's available within the Teams app. Once it's licensed, you can install it yourself. Though, however, the best practice or recommendation for an organization is you work with your partner to go through the installation process as best practice. The whole entire installation process can take between 20 minutes and an hour. So it's quite simple and quite easy to do, but it's always best to go through a partner.
Yeah. Great. I think that another question is also related. Can I find Nulia app in Teams? I think you answered that one.
Yep.
So it's available on the catalog, and then you can install it yourself. You still need to have the license, of course, to use, but you can install it yourself. Another question is, how is the experience with Nulia supporting remote work? Like, how does it? How can Nulia works and that offering support remote working?
Very good question. It's an interesting one because we've had a lot of anecdotal and positive feedback from organizations at a global level where individuals have fed back to us that they feel more connected to their colleagues and their teams, that they have the ability to understand more about the platform, the Office 365 platform and the NuliaWorks platform. so they can use those various different tools that are available to them to communicate, collaborate, co-author. I mean, the list is a bit endless really in what they're enabled to do. So it's almost like there's someone almost sitting on their shoulder, helping them and guiding them understand the technology by having the NuliaWorks application there available to them. So it's been very, very positive really in the last couple of years during the lockdown periods that we've all had to endure, and the fact that a lot of people had to work remotely, and that now we have this hybrid environment that's there. People feel much more connected. So there's a bit of a positivity in relation to having the NuliaWorks platform there. And, you know, we've seen antenatal improvements in personal well-being as well in relation to being able to stay connected remotely with their colleagues and, you know, their working groups within a particular organization. So good question.
Yeah, there's a question about the commercial. I mean, what's the price of this subscription and the service? I mean, so the change as a service, we are selling it on a per user per month basis, which is a bundle, as we said, of technology, NuliaWorks, as well as consulting for the assessment, the build, the champion, and all of that. So, and it depends on the number of users and the number of users in your organization. So for pricing questions, I would, if you can just drop us an email directly, we're happy to answer that, just to understand a little bit the size of the organization and how much, how many users do you have, what's your plan for 12 months, 24 months, or 36 months, and so on. So that would be easier. I think another question is, as Cloud for Work, what's your role with Nulia? So two things here. One is we are a partner to Nulia, so we resell Nulia solutions in this region, so Middle East and Africa. But also we club. I mean, the clubbing of the service, so the human part of it, the technology part of it, that clubbing is this is what we are offering to our clients as Cloud for Work, which combines our consultancy and NuliaWorks technology. So that's our, and of course, I mean, the deployment, the setting up, the customization, building it, or tailoring it to your objectives, helping you set up the skills or the outcomes. So the full setup is done by Cloud for Work, as well as the continuous ongoing consultancy required along with the tool. I think we have, one more question. Is the no, we covered that. Sorry. Can I find Nulia app in the Teams? We covered that. So I think if you have no more questions, I mean, if you still have some questions, feel free to post them. We have 2 minutes left in the event, but if you can, if you have questions, just post them. We can wait for a couple of more minutes. And if there are no more questions, I'd like to thank you for attending. Thank you for attending our series of online events. We have one which is happening almost on a monthly basis. Thank you, Neil, for attending, for your insights, for the demo, for your contribution, and as well for supporting us in this region.
No, you're more than welcome as always. It's a pleasure.
And yeah, we don't see any questions. So with that, we'll close the event for today, and hopefully we'll see you at our next event. And meanwhile, if you need anything, feel free to contact us, and please expect the recording to be sent to you shortly. And have a nice day. Thank you so much.